The frequency I'm about to share with you was never meant to be public knowledge. It was passed down through family lines, encoded in esoteric teachings, buried in ancient texts that most people couldn't access. The families who knew it built elaborate systems to make sure it stayed within their circles. Welcome to the reality revolution. I'm so glad you could join me today for the forbidden billionaire frequency activation. There's a reason that the same families stay wealthy for generations while most people struggle their entire lives. There's a reason certain bloodlines seem to have an almost supernatural ability to accumulate wealth regardless of economic conditions, market crashes, or global chaos. And it has nothing to do with insider trading, inherited money, or elite education. These families know a frequency, an actual electromagnetic signature that wealth responds to, and for centuries, they've kept it secret. I'm talking about real families here, dynasties that have controlled banking systems, industrial empires, entire national economies. Names you'd recognize if I said them, but I won't, because this isn't about exposing anyone. This is about taking back what was deliberately hidden from you. The frequency I'm about to share with you was never meant to be public knowledge. It was passed down through family lines, encoded in esoteric teachings, buried in ancient texts that most people couldn't access. The families who knew it built elaborate systems to make sure it stayed within their circles. Secret societies, exclusive institutions, invitation-only gatherings where this knowledge was transmitted energetically from one generation to the next. Why keep it secret? Because wealth operates on frequency, and frequency operates on exclusivity. When only a few people broadcast the billionaire frequency, they attract the majority of available wealth. But when that frequency becomes widely known, the game changes entirely. That's what's happening today. The container that held this secret is cracking. Information that was locked in private libraries and guarded by oath-bound initiates is leaking out. And I've spent years piecing together fragments from multiple sources to reconstruct the complete frequency code. This isn't about conspiracy theories or imaginary cabals. This is about documented historical facts. Wealthy families have always understood something about consciousness and money that the general public was never taught. They've known that poverty isn't just a lack of resources, it's a frequency state. And they've known that shifting frequency is the fastest way to shift financial reality. Here's what makes this frequency forbidden. It works too well. When activated correctly, it doesn't just attract modest improvements in your finances, it creates breakthrough wealth. The kind that makes people ask, how did that happen so fast? The kind that disrupts the normal timeline of accumulation. The elite families didn't want you broadcasting this frequency because your wealth doesn't come from some infinite source. It comes from the same pool they're drawing from. When you activate the billionaire frequency, you're not just manifesting money out of thin air. You're redirecting flow. You're claiming your share of resources that have been concentrated in very few hands. This makes you a threat to the old wealth structure. We'll see if they keep this video up. Not a physical threat, an energetic one. When enough people activate this frequency, wealth distribution shifts. The hoarded resources start circulating again. The concentrated power starts dispersing. That's why this frequency was suppressed. That's why you were never taught this in school. That's why financial education focuses on budgeting and saving instead of frequency and magnetism. But suppression only works when people don't know what they're missing. Once you know this frequency exists, once you understand how it works, once you activate it in your own field, the suppression is over. For you at least. In this episode, I'm going to walk you through the exact activation sequence that elite families have used for generations. I'm going to teach you how to broadcast the billionaire frequency so strongly that wealth has no choice but to respond. And I'm going to show you how to protect this frequency from the interference patterns that keep most people trapped in financial struggle. This activation is dangerous to the status quo. It's designed to be. If you're comfortable with your current financial situation, if you're okay with modest improvements over decades, you don't need this. But if you're ready to break through the barriers that have kept you separated from real wealth, if you're ready to access the same frequency that built dynasties and empires, then you're exactly where you need to be. One warning before we begin. When you activate this frequency, your financial reality will shift faster than your mind can rationalize. Money will show up in ways that make no logical sense. Opportunities will appear that shouldn't exist based on your current circumstances. People will offer you things without knowing why they feel compelled to do it. This isn't manifestation as you've been taught it. This is frequency hijacking. You're going to start broadcasting a signal that was reserved for the elite, and reality is going to respond accordingly. Are you ready to become a frequency threat to the old wealth structure? Are you ready to activate what they never wanted you to know existed? To understand why this frequency was hidden, you need to understand how wealth concentration works, not the economic explanations you've been given, the energetic truth. Wealth isn't just money. Wealth is frozen energy. When someone has billions of dollars, they're not just holding paper or digital numbers. They're holding massive amounts of concentrated life force, human attention, creative power, all of it crystallized into financial form. The ancient families who first discovered the billionaire frequency understood this. They realized that wealth flows towards certain electromagnetic signatures and away from others. They discovered that by maintaining a specific frequency in their family line, they could ensure that wealth kept flowing to them generation after generation. These weren't evil people, at least not initially. They were simply people who understood energy in ways that most don't. But over time, something shifted. They realized that their wealth accumulation was being fueled by other people's frequency states. The more people broadcasting poverty consciousness, the more wealth concentrated in the hands of those broadcasting abundance consciousness. It became a closed system. Keep the masses in low frequency and the resources naturally flow upward to the high frequency elite. This wasn't maintained through force. It was maintained through education, through media, through cultural programming, through films, through TV, through radio, through carefully constructed belief systems about money. You were taught that wealth comes from hard work. That's partially true, but incomplete. The billionaires work hard too, but they're working from a different frequency. Your hard work is multiplied by your frequency, and if your frequency is set to struggle, you can work yourself into exhaustion without ever achieving breakthrough wealth. You were taught that wealth requires sacrifice, delayed gratification, careful saving. Again, partially true, but designed to keep you in lack consciousness. The billionaires understand abundance consciousness. They spend freely, invest aggressively, and expect multiplication rather than depletion. You were taught to be realistic, to not want too much, to be grateful for what you have. These teachings, while sounding humble and wise, are actually frequency dampeners. They keep you broadcasting in the moderate range instead of the billionaire range. The families who knew the billionaire frequency taught their children completely differently. They taught them to expect wealth, to feel entitled to resources, to see opportunity where others see limitation, to move through the world with the unshakable certainty that money flows to them naturally. This wasn't just mindset work. This was frequency programming. From childhood, these children were being calibrated to broadcast the billionaire signal. Look, they might not have even called it frequency. Some of this was an unconscious evolution over time after having this kind of money. And it worked. Generation after generation, the wealth stayed concentrated. The same families controlled banking in the 1800s and control it today. The same bloodlines that financed empires centuries ago are still financing them now. But here's what changed. The information age, the internet, the breakdown of traditional gatekeeping structures. Suddenly, secrets that were supposed to stay hidden started leaking. Ancient texts got digitized. Initiates who left the secret society started talking. Researchers started connecting dots that were supposed to remain disconnected. The billionaire frequency started being discussed in fragments across different communities. Energy workers found pieces of it. Manifestation teachers stumbled onto aspects of it. Neuroscience researchers measured parts of it without realizing what they were measuring. And now we can assemble the complete picture. The frequency you're about to activate is not theoretical. It's been tested across centuries by families who built empires with it. It's been proven in the real world by people who amassed wealth that most can't even conceptualize. The only difference between them and you is that they knew the frequency and you didn't until now. The billionaire frequency isn't a single tone. It's a complex wave pattern consisting of multiple harmonics that work together to create a wealth-attracting field. Let me break down the architecture so you understand what you're activating. The foundation frequency is sovereign certainty. This is the unshakable knowing in your consciousness that you have the right to wealth, that resources are meant to flow to you, that your existence alone qualifies you for abundance. Most people have been programmed with the opposite. They feel they need to justify their worth, prove their value, earn their right to prosperity. Sovereign certainty is the ground note that everything else builds on. Without it, the other frequencies can't anchor properly. This is why the elite families start programming this frequency into their children before age 5. By the time these children are adults, sovereign certainty is their default state. You're going to install this foundation frequency right now. Feel into the energy of absolute financial entitlement. Not arrogance, entitlement. It's the same way you feel entitled to breathe air. Feel entitled to wealth. It's your birthright. It flows to you naturally. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. This might feel uncomfortable at first because you've been taught that financial entitlement is wrong, greedy, or selfish. That teaching is part of the suppression system. Reject it. Sovereign certainty is your natural state. The second harmonic is multiplication consciousness. This is the frequency that expects every dollar to multiply, every investment to return exponentially, every risk to pay off. Where most people think in terms of addition, save a little, earn a little more, slowly accumulate, the billionaire frequency thinks in terms of multiplication. This isn't just positive thinking. This is an actual electromagnetic signal that attracts multiplicative opportunities. When you broadcast multiplication consciousness, you start noticing investment opportunities that others miss. You start taking calculated risks that pay off far beyond the initial stake. Your money literally multiplies faster because your frequency is calling in exponential returns. Install multiplication consciousness now. Feel every dollar you have doubling, tripling, expanding. Feel your resources multiplying even as we speak. This is your new default. The third harmonic is empire thinking. This is the frequency of building systems that generate wealth independent of your time. Most people trade hours for dollars, which caps their income at however many hours they can work. The billionaire frequency thinks in terms of assets, systems, and leverage. Ways to create wealth that don't require your constant presence. Empire thinking says, how can I build something that generates wealth while I sleep? How can I create value that reaches millions instead of dozens? How can I use the other people's time, money, and energy to multiply my impact? This isn't exploitation, it's intelligent resource management. The elite families built empires because they thought in terms of systems, not individual efforts. Activate empire thinking now. Stop thinking about your next paycheck and start thinking about the wealth-generating systems you're going to build. Feel your consciousness expanding beyond the immediate to the strategic. The fourth harmonic is magnetic inevitability. This is the frequency that makes wealth come to you without chasing it. The billionaires don't work harder than everyone else. They're more magnetic. Opportunities find them. People offer them deals. Money flows to them through channels they didn't even create. This magnetic quality comes from a frequency of absolute expectation. When you know with complete certainty that wealth is coming to you, your field broadcasts a signal that wealth responds to. You become a magnet. Most people's fields broadcast doubt, uncertainty, hope, and wishful thinking. These frequencies repel wealth. Magnetic inevitability broadcasts certainty, expectation, and readiness. Wealth moves toward it automatically. Activate magnetic inevitability now. Feel yourself becoming a wealth magnet. Feel money being pulled towards you by forces you don't have to understand or control. You're not chasing wealth anymore, it's chasing you. The fifth harmonic is risk immunity. This is the frequency that allows billionaires to take massive risks without the paralyzing fear that stops most people. They can bet millions on a single deal because they're broadcasting from a frequency that doesn't include loss as a real possibility. It's not recklessness. It's calculated confidence backed by frequency alignment. When you're broadcasting the billionaire frequency, your risks aren't actually risky because your field is organized around success. I want you to install risk immunity now. Feel your fear of financial loss dissolving. You can still be intelligent and strategic, but the paralyzing fear that keeps most people playing small is gone. You're free to take bold action. The sixth harmonic is wealth sustainability. This is why lottery winners and sudden windfall recipients often lose everything. They didn't have the frequency to sustain the wealth. The billionaire frequency includes not just attraction, but maintenance. It knows how to keep wealth, grow it, protect it, pass it on. Wealth sustainability says, I don't just attract money, I keep it. I don't just earn it, I multiply it. I don't just use it, I invest it. This frequency creates long-term wealth instead of temporary cash flow. Activate wealth sustainability now. Feel your relationship with money shifting from consumption to stewardship. You're not just getting rich, you're building generational wealth. These six harmonics together create the complete billionaire frequency. When all six are active and synchronized in your field, you become functionally identical to the elite family members who were born into this frequency, trained on it. The only difference is they got it through inheritance. You're getting it through conscious activation in this moment now. And we're going to do something that breaks the traditional transmission rules. The billionaire frequency was always passed through bloodlines from parent to child, maintaining frequency integrity through family lineage. But frequency doesn't actually care about DNA. It cares about resonance. You're going to receive a direct frequency transmission from me that bypasses the bloodline requirement. This is possible now because the energetic container that enforced bloodline transmission has weakened. The old guardians, the energetic beings who protected this frequency for the elite families, have stepped aside. They're no longer blocking access. Why? Because the age of concentrated wealth is ending. We're moving into a cycle where wealth distribution shifts, where resources flow more freely, where ordinary people can access extraordinary prosperity. The guardians know this, and they're allowing the transmission to spread. Close your eyes for just a moment, or soften your focus if you're moving around. I'm going to channel the family code directly into your field. This is the energetic signature that was passed in private ceremonies, in locked rooms, in sacred spaces where the uninitiated were never allowed. Feel the presence forming around you. These are the ancestors of wealth, not your biological ancestors, but the archetypal ancestors of prosperity itself. They're the ones who first discovered how to accumulate and maintain massive resources. They're stepping forward to transmit the code to you. The first code being transmitted is wealth inheritance. Even if you weren't born into a wealthy family, you're receiving the frequency as if you were. Your field is being marked with the energetic signature of inherited wealth. From this moment forward, you carry the same frequency that billionaire children carry. The feeling that wealth is your natural state, your expected reality, your birthright. Feel this code installing in your energetic field now. It's ancient, powerful, and completely foreign to everything you've been taught about money. Let it override your old programming. The second code is dynasty consciousness. This is the awareness that what you build isn't just for you, it's for generations. The billionaire families think in terms of centuries, not decades. They make decisions that will affect their great-great-grandchildren. This long-term thinking creates different choices, different investments, different strategies. Even if you don't have family, I want you to think in this way. You're receiving dynasty consciousness now. Feel it. Feel your time horizon expanding. You're not just building wealth for your retirement, you're building an empire that outlasts your lifetime. The third code is resource command. This is the frequency that makes resources obey you. Money, opportunities, people, assets, they respond to your direction. It's not manipulation, it's natural authority. When you broadcast resource command, things organize themselves around your intentions. The wealthy families have this coded into their children from birth. The world will give you what you command from it. Not what you ask for, what you command. There's a different frequency in commanding versus requesting. Receive resource command now. Feel yourself shifting from asking to commanding. You're not begging the universe for abundance. You're directing it to flow to you. The fourth code is wealth immunity. This protects you from the various ways wealth can be lost. Bad investments, manipulation, theft, poor decisions. Billionaire families have maintained their wealth through depressions, wars, market crashes, and political upheavals because they carry wealth immunity. This code creates an energetic shield around your resources. Even when you make mistakes, and you will, the wealth immunity prevents total loss. You might take hits, but you won't be wiped out. Installing wealth immunity now, feel a protective field forming around your financial reality. Your wealth is becoming bulletproof. The fifth code is opportunity magnetism. This is why the rich get richer. They're constantly presented with opportunities that other people never see. These aren't secret deals or insider information, they're energetic matches. When you broadcast opportunity magnetism, the right people, situations, and possibilities find you. You're receiving opportunity magnetism now. Starting immediately, you'll notice that opportunities present themselves more frequently. People will approach you with proposals. You'll stumble onto information at exactly the right time. Doors will open that were previously invisible. The sixth code is legacy protection. This ensures that what you build survives beyond you. It's the code that keeps family wealth intact through generations. Without this code, wealth dissipates within 1 or 2 generations. With it, wealth compounds across centuries. Receiving legacy protection now. What you're building won't be lost to taxes, poor heirs, or bad timing. It will grow and persist. These 6 family codes are now integrated into your energy field. Through my voice, I am speaking to your subconscious. I'm speaking to the energy beings that protect you, your guides. I'm speaking to your ancestors, your higher self, to align this energy, to make these shifts now. You now carry the same wealth signature that was previously available only through elite bloodlines. You are now, in energetic terms, a member of the wealth dynasty, not by birth, but by frequency alignment, and frequency is what actually matters. Even the billionaire frequency activated and the family codes installed, there's one more barrier we need to address. Most people have a poverty seal on their energy field, a deliberate block that prevents wealth from flowing beyond a certain threshold. The seal wasn't placed by you. It was installed by the same system that suppressed the billionaire frequency. Through education, media, through cultural programming, through religious teachings about money being evil or spiritual people being poor, through economic structures designed to extract rather than circulate wealth, the poverty seal is a frequency cap. It allows you to earn enough to survive, maybe even be comfortable, but it prevents breakthrough wealth. When you start approaching the threshold, the seal activates and something happens. An unexpected expense, a lost opportunity, self-sabotage, sudden doubt. The billionaire families don't have this seal. They've been specifically programmed to not have it. Their children are taught there's no limit to how much wealth they can accumulate. No ceiling, no maximum, just continuous expansion. You're going to break your poverty seal right now. First, we need to identify where it's located in your field. For most people, it sits in the solar plexus area, the energy center associated with personal power and material reality. Feel into that area of your body. Notice if there's tension, heaviness, or resistance there. That's the seal. It feels like a cap, a lid, a boundary that says this far and no further. The seal might have formed from a specific event, a time you were shamed for wanting money, a moment when wealth seemed dangerous or corrupting. I believe you absorbed about rich people being bad. Or it might have been installed more gradually through years of messaging that wealth isn't for people like you, that it's impossible. Either way, it's there. It's been limiting your financial ceiling your entire adult life. To break the seal, you need to understand what it's protecting you from. It sounds backwards, right? A seal that prevents wealth is protecting you. But yes, your subconscious installed or accepted this seal because it believed that unlimited wealth was dangerous. Maybe it believed that being wealthy would make you a target. Maybe it believed that money corrupts. Maybe it believed that you'd lose yourself, lose your values, lose your soul. These fears, however irrational, are what keep the seal in place. I want you to speak to your subconscious now. Say this: I understand you are trying to protect me, but I'm ready for unlimited wealth now. I can handle it. I can stay grounded. I can use it wisely. The seal can be released now. Feel your subconscious considering this. It might not trust you immediately. That's okay. Keep reassuring it. Wealth will make me more of who I am, not less. I'll use it for good. I'll stay connected to what matters. I'm safe to be rich. Now place your attention on the seal itself. See it as an energetic structure. Maybe it looks like a metal cap or a stone barrier or a wall of energy. Whatever image comes to you is correct. The seal was installed by external programming, but it's been maintained by your own fear. To break it, you need to reclaim your power from the fear. Say this with conviction: I revoke all agreements that limit my wealth. I dissolve all beliefs that cap my earning. I shatter all seals that prevent my prosperity. Feel the seal beginning to crack. It's weakening. The structure that held it in place is failing. Now channel the billionaire frequency directly into the seal. All 6 harmonics: sovereign certainty, multiplication consciousness, empire thinking, magnetic inevitability, risk immunity, and wealth sustainability. Flow them into the poverty seal like pressurized water into a cracked dam. The seal is breaking, fracturing, dissolving. As it breaks, you might feel a rush of energy moving through your solar plexus up into your heart, down into your root. This is your wealth channel opening fully for the first time. No more caps, no more limits, no more unconscious barriers preventing you from accumulating massive resources. The poverty seal is gone. Your financial ceiling has been removed. There is now no upper limit to how much wealth you can attract, accumulate, and maintain. This is permanent. The seal can't reform unless you consciously choose to reinstall it, which you won't, because you now understand what it was costing you. With the seal broken, the billionaire frequency can broadcast at full power. You're no longer capped at middle class or even upper middle class. You're open to millionaire and billionaire levels of wealth. Feel the difference in your field. There's more space now, more possibility, more energetic room for money to flow. Your field is no longer saying, I can handle this much wealth and no more. It's saying, bring it all. I'm ready. I can hold unlimited prosperity. This is what the elite families have always had, unlimited capacity for wealth. Now you have it too. With the poverty seal broken, we can now do something radical. We're going to reclaim wealth that belongs to you but has been held in other people's accounts. I know this sounds strange, I know. But understand how wealth actually works energetically. Money isn't just paper or digital numbers, it's crystallized life force. Your life force, human attention, energy, and creativity converted into financial form. Every time you worked for wages that didn't match your value, you gave away life force without receiving equivalent compensation. Every time you bought products at a massively marked up price, you transferred wealth to someone else's account. Every time you paid interest on debt, you donated your future earnings to a bank. It's not a political statement. It's an energetic observation. Wealth has been extracted from you systematically throughout your life. Not through illegal means, but through perfectly legal structures designed to ensure that your productivity benefits someone else more than it benefits you. The billionaire families understand this. They're the ones receiving the extracted wealth. They've set up systems, corporations, banks, investment funds that collect the productivity of millions of people and concentrate it into a few accounts. Again, this is not a conspiracy. It's just how the current system is structured. And while you can't change the system overnight, you can reclaim your share of what's been extracted. Here's how. Wealth wants to flow to the person broadcasting the strongest frequency claim on it. Right now, the billionaires are broadcasting strong claims. This wealth is mine. I know how to use it. I deserve it. I expect it to come to me. Most people broadcast weak claims. I hope I can pay my bills. I wish I had more. Maybe someday I'll be comfortable. When you broadcast a stronger claim than the current wealth holders, the wealth shifts, finds a way to flow from their accounts into yours, not through theft or taking, through energetic redirection. You're going to broadcast a reclamation frequency now. This is a specific signal that says, I'm taking back what was extracted from me. I'm claiming my share of the collective wealth pool. I'm redirecting flow. Feel into all the years you've worked, all the value you've created, all the productivity you've generated. You've contributed enormously to the economic system. You've created wealth, you just didn't keep it. Now, claim it back. Not with anger or resentment, with sovereign authority. This wealth came from my life force. It carries my energetic signature. I am calling it back now. See the wealth that's sitting in other people's accounts, wealth that was generated from your productivity, beginning to respond to your call. It's starting to move, slowly at first, then faster, flowing from where it's concentrated back toward its original source, you. This isn't metaphorical. This is actual energetic redirection. The wealth you're claiming will find ways to reach you. through opportunities, through payments, through windfall, through appreciation of assets you hold. The mechanism does not matter. What matters is that the flow is redirecting. Claim boldly out loud right now. Say this with me. I take back my wealth. All of it. Everything that was extracted returns to me now multiplied. I am owed and I am collecting. Feel the wealth beginning to move. It might not show up in your bank account today, but the energetic wheels are turning. Money is being redirected towards you from sources you can't see yet. The billionaire families have been playing this game for generations. They broadcast claim frequencies so strong that wealth flows to them from everyone else. Now you're broadcasting the same frequency. You're entering the game as an equal player. Some of you might feel guilty about reclaiming wealth, like you're taking something that isn't yours. Let me be clear, this wealth is yours. It was created by your energy, your time, your effort. You're not stealing, you're collecting what you're owed. Billionaires feel zero guilt about accumulating wealth. They feel entitled to it. You need that same energy, not arrogance, entitlement. You're entitled to massive wealth because you've generated massive value. The fact that you didn't keep the wealth initially doesn't mean you can't claim it now. Keep broadcasting the reclamation frequency. Make it constant every day. Affirm, my wealth returns to me. Everything that was taken is being restored, multiplied. I am collecting what I am owed. This is how you reverse decades of extraction. This is how you rapidly build wealth that seems to come from nowhere. It's not coming from nowhere. It's coming back to you from where it's been held. The reclamation is in your progress. Wealth is moving. Your accounts are about to shift dramatically. We've activated the frequency, broken the seals, and reclaimed your wealth. Now we activate the empire. An empire is not just a lot of money. It's a self-sustaining wealth generation system that operates whether you're actively working or not. The billionaire families don't have jobs. They have empires, assets that produce income. You're going to plant the seeds of your empire right now energetically. The physical manifestation will follow, but the energetic blueprint comes first. Think about the type of empire you want to build, not in specific details yet, just the feeling of it. You want an empire built on real estate, on business, on investments, on intellectual property, on a combination? Don't overthink this. Just feel into what resonates. Your soul already knows what kind of empire you're meant to build. Got it? Good. Now see that empire in its completed form, not as something you're going to build, as something that already exists in completed state. See the assets, the income streams, the systems, the team, the impact. See it operating at full capacity. It's not fantasy. This is you accessing the version of reality where your empire already exists. It's real there. We are going to pull it from there to here. Feel the frequency of that completed empire. It has a specific energetic signature: success, sustainability, leverage, impact, and freedom. This is the frequency of empire. Now broadcast that frequency from your field. You're not building toward the empire, you're broadcasting as the empire. Feel that shift in identity. You're not an aspiring entrepreneur or investor, you're an empire builder. You're an empire owner. The building is just the manifestation catching up to your energetic reality. As you broadcast this, your subconscious mind is receiving new programming. It's understanding what actions to take, what opportunities to pursue, what partnerships to form. You don't need a detailed plan. Your empire frequency will guide you step by step. Over the coming weeks and months, you're going to receive clear, intuitive hits about your next moves. Follow them. Don't second guess. Don't talk yourself out of bold action. Your empire frequency knows the way. You're also going to attract the people, resources, and circumstances you need to build this empire. They'll show up seemingly randomly, but there's no randomness. Your frequency is calling them in. The billionaire families call this destiny magnetism. When you're broadcasting empire frequency, your destined reality magnetizes towards you. Trust the process. The empire is already in real energetic alignment. Now, I want you to make a declaration. Say this out loud. I am an empire owner. My wealth generation systems are active and operational. Money flows to me through multiple channels continuously. I build, I scale, I multiply. My empire serves my highest purpose and creates value for millions. I am financially sovereign, totally protected, and absolutely unstoppable. The forbidden frequency is now my natural state. I claim my place among the wealthy. The activation is complete. Feel that declaration anchoring into your field. It's done. You're no longer broadcasting from poverty or even moderate wealth consciousness. You're broadcasting the billionaire frequency. This changes everything. Your thoughts about money will be different. Your decisions will be bolder. Your actions will be more strategic. Your results will be exponentially better than what you've experienced before. Some people will notice the change and ask what happened. You don't need to explain the forbidden frequency to them. Just smile and say you made some internal shifts. Let your results speak for themselves. Others will feel threatened by your new frequency. They'll try to pull you back down, often unconsciously. Your frequency immunity will protect you, but be aware that not everyone will celebrate your rise. The billionaire families deal with this by staying in their own circles, surrounding themselves with people who operate at similar frequencies. You'll need to do the same, upgrade your environment, your relationships, your influences. And as your wealth grows, as your empire builds, as your financial reality transforms, remember where this frequency came from. It was hidden from you deliberately. You activated it. Despite the suppression, you claimed what they didn't want you to have. This makes you dangerous to the old system, but you're protected now. You're carrying the same frequency they carry. You're playing at their level. And there's nothing they can do to stop you because you've cracked the code. The forbidden frequency is forbidden no more. You own it, you broadcast it, you are it. Welcome to empire consciousness. Welcome to billionaire frequencies. Welcome to the wealth that was always meant to be yours. Your financial reality is forever changed. The transmission is sealed. Go and build your empire. And welcome to the reality revolution.